real changes in Phoenix coming to the Suns. And from a roster standpoint, that likely starts with Kevin Durant. And when we look back to the trade deadline, if we remember, Kevin Durant was blindsided when he was involved in trade conversations. But this offseason, from my understanding, what it would look like is the Suns and Durant would work together on any potential trade to a contender in a trade scenario. And I would expect 4 to 6 contending teams with some serious involvement in Durant. He's still playing at a really high level. He is extension eligible in the offseason, too.
All right, man, the great James Jones, you know what I'm saying? 3 times NBA champion, you know what I'm saying? Even though they was all with Bron, you know what I'm saying? NBA three-point contest winner, you know what I'm saying, in 2011, you know what I'm saying, 3rd team all Big East in 2002, you know what I'm saying. Do I need to express any more accolades about the guy James Jones? Now he's the current GM, you know what I'm saying. He was voted, GM of the year 2011. The Suns went to the championship. They ended up losing to Giannis, you know what I'm saying. Giannis, they ended up losing to Giannis. Giannis got his first chip, but James Jones was honored that year as NBA Executive of the Year. Now, 2023, you know what I'm saying, he acquired, Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets. You already know about the whole Brooklyn Nets situation, you know what I'm saying? Everything just fell apart, you know what I'm saying? KD, they had Kyrie Irving already there. It seemed like Kyrie and the Nets, they just couldn't get along. And then, you already got, KD, coming off his exit from the Warriors. But at the time, KD, had his reasons for leaving. Main reason was, the business. The Warriors were, headed towards the Warriors were already in the luxury tax first apron. They're heading towards, basically the second apron, being hard capped. And basically KD would, eventually have to move. That, he's a big contract type of guy. Now, he went to the Nets, and then, James Jones ended up acquiring KD the 2023-2024 season, after he asked for a trade in 2022, so he ended up going to the Suns. Basically, James Jones wanted to, form a new big three, in hopes of returning to the championship. So James Jones and Kevin Durant ended up, basically going after, Bradley Beal. They ended up, getting Bradley Beal to waive his no trade clause with the Wizards, and basically they traded, Chris Paul for Bradley Beal, and ended up sending, Chris Paul to the Wizards, and the Wizards ended up trading Chris Paul to the Warriors for Jordan Poole. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically how Jordan Poole got to the Wizards. Now, the Phoenix Suns, basically have, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Now, a lot of the sports media was saying, look, man, how is this going to work? You know what I'm saying? 3 high usage players. How is this going to work? You know what I'm saying? The only way it can work is in the right system. Now at the time, the coach of the Phoenix Suns was Frank Vogel. Now, you already know what happened. You know what I'm saying? The Suns fall short of expectations, so you already know what happened. You know what I'm saying? A change had to come, and basically they wanted to change the system of the Suns. You know what I'm saying? They basically fired Frank Vogel. You know what I'm saying? Who was Frank Vogel? You know what I'm saying? He used to coach the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Remember when LeBron got him up out of there for Darvin Ham, and then he ended up getting Darvin Ham out of there for JJ. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing I can say about LeBron James. He holds the front office accountable and getting them the personnel that surround him to be successful. Now, Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying? Now year 2 with the Suns, this year, the Suns still fall short. You know what I'm saying? They started off the season strong, but it looks like as the season waned on, a lot of trade rumors around Bradley Beal trying to acquire, Jimmy Butler, and basically the Suns, their season is going off the rails again. Now Kevin Durant, his contract is expiring next year, so the Suns are looking to move, Kevin Durant. They saying, look, he probably won't come back after next year anyway. We're deep into the luxury tax. We done hit the second apron of the salary cap. We have all these restrictions. Like we can't move Bradley Beal because of his no trade clause, but we can move, the likes of Kevin Durant. Now Now teams have come out, and expressed interest in Kevin Durant. Some of the teams believe to be interested in the great services of the great Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? The walking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? The scoring ability of the Iceman, George Gervin. He just can't do the finger roll like George Gervin. You know what I'm saying? Layups on 99, them legendary layups. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the teams interested in the services of, or believed to be interested in the services of the great Kevin Durant. I say one of the teams are the Spurs. I say go to the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. Wemby, KD. You know what I'm saying? The Spurs got a lot of people. They got Harrison Barnes. You know what I'm saying? De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? It makes so much sense. Stephon Castle still on the rookie contract. Wemby still on the rookie contract. It makes sense for KD to go to the Spurs. Basically, how would that happen? Now, you got to understand that, the Phoenix Suns are way over the salary cap. You know what I'm saying? They are, basically at $228 million. Now, basically, the NBA cap is $140 million, but basically the Suns are, basically over the salary cap by at least, $80 million. You can't really, they can't really do much, you know what I'm saying? So they have to offload one of these big contracts, and that's basically, either KD, Bradley Beal. They try to get Bradley Beal, but he got a no trade clause. He's there for 3 years at $50 million. He ain't going nowhere, And then you got Devin Booker trying to get rid of KD because, look, they got a emerging star coming off the bench, right here at Bobo. They only paying him, they want to they want to bring him back, but they only paying him $2 million at the current time, and they feel that he can, he can be the, he can replace KD, if they were to trade KD. Now, if you want to trade KD to the Spurs, who would they have to give up? You know what I'm saying? They would have to give up Devin Vassell, you know what I'm saying? And you basically average 14 points a game, 16 points a game. Then they would have to give up Keldon Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Which makes the most sense. I mean, I would say it's a spot where, the Spurs, they get to keep Harrison Barnes, but, they would have to give up, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. They wouldn't have to give up Stephon Castle or Jeremy Sochin. You know what I'm saying? And then, they would have to give up picks, the 2025 Atlanta, unprotected pick. They would have to give up. They would have to trade that to the Suns. They'll have to give up the 2026 unprotected swap rights with Atlanta also. So that's what a trade would look like for KD. It'll be, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be the two, unprotected, Atlanta picks and probably, San Antonio picks, you know what I'm saying? And then if you wanted to trade them to the Warriors, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and put the Warriors up. If you wanted to trade them to the Warriors, you can trade KD, outright for trade Jimmy Butler to the Suns, you know what I'm saying? Now, the Suns will still be in the same position cap-wise, but you got to think about it, you know what I'm saying? Now they got Jimmy Butler, they still got Bradley Beal, and then they got Devin Booker, you know what I'm saying? They basically have three shooting guards, small forwards on the team at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It kind of wouldn't make sense for the Suns, but, you know what I mean? You already know KD goes to the Warriors. The Warriors are, they kind of a middle of the pack team. They're not as good as they was in 2017. KD really doesn't really tip the scale for the Warriors at the time. So I would say, this trade to the Warriors, KD to the Warriors, at this particular time wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Now, if let's say KD, let me take Jimmy Butler off. Now, let's say KD finishes out his contract. His contract expires next year. Say if KD finishes out his contract next year and he joins the Warriors, you know what I'm saying? Then now you're talking about a team that would tip the scale for, I would say, I wouldn't say guaranteed championship, but, under Steve Kerr, in the right system, they can actually win this, they can win a championship. You know what I'm saying? Given that the Warriors keep their roster going into next year, you know what I'm saying? It'd be Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Buddy Hield coming, Buddy Hield, another shooter, you know what I'm saying? And, they're probably, they still got Jonathan Kuminga. His contract is coming up. So it's pieces out here, it's pieces out here, that the Warriors can, basically get rid of. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to talk about KD going to the Rockets, you know what I'm saying? Now, KD, he can go to the Rockets, you know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't make sense because, KD goes to the Rockets. See, we trade KD to the Rockets. They will have to give up, $50 million in players. You know what I'm saying? That would be like they had to trade Fred VanVleet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a Amen Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Would they give up Amen? You know what I'm saying? And, go to the Spurs. I mean, it makes sense, But, but then they would have to give up some of these, draft picks as well. So the best bet for KD is to go to the Spurs, bro. Even if you get traded to the Spurs, wherever you might go this offseason, you got to understand, bro, you know what I'm saying? If it's not a trash team, you go to a good contender team, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand, bro, you can't be the number one option. You're 37, bro. You know what I'm saying? You still want to be one of the greats. You already one of the greats. You Kareem. You the Iceman George Gervin. But you got to understand, bro, you can't be the number one option. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the Spurs, you can't be trying to, you know what I'm saying, be a high usage player on the ball. You got to let Wemby do his thing. You got to let De'Aaron Fox go off. You know what I'm saying? Just play your part, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is that too hard to do? If you don't want to do that, just go to the Warriors. There, make sure you got the ball in your hands. You fit the system. You fit the system. You can do it. You, Steph, you know what I'm saying? Draymond, you know what I'm saying? Buddy Hield, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they can get Clay back whenever his contract is up. All right, man. I'm out.